Hats out to Pete Lasicki. He's the all-time leader for threes at Penn State, but as you can see, he carries those threes into the classroom as well. Pete Lasicki is our GTE academic All-American. Coming up next, we'll hear from Chad Austin as he gets ready to wrap up a brilliant career at Purdue. And just around the corner, freshman Joe Crispin and his fellow Nittany Lions will try to make it 3 straight at home.
The only thing more unpredictable in nature is people, and I deal with both. You never know. Someone could be calling for a $25 titanium ice screw or a $25,000 expedition to Mount Everest. So I can't afford to miss a call. If I do, well, that means money. That's why I value GTE. Even out here, I know my calls aren't being dropped. Dropped. It's a bad word.
Come on, baby, come on! Oh, baby, no!
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you.
No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take them.
It's stuffed with combos.
Have you won the lottery? Receiving a structured settlement, Woodbridge Sterling Capital can get your money in one lump sum. Not once a month, not once a year, but today.
Before I won the lottery, I used to work here. Now I bought the gas station, convenience store, a body shop, and a bakery, thanks to Woodbridge Sterling Capital.
Now I can go out and start my own business and be my own boss. Thanks to Woodbridge Sterling, they made it possible.
For a lump sum today, call Woodbridge Sterling Capital now.
Coming up in Game 1, Purdue hopes to get back on track after stumbling in Iowa City. Now, so far this year, Purdue has put together 7, 6, and 5-game winning streaks. Another 5-game streak would at least give them their first ever Big Ten tournament title. And if you like to watch some long-range artillery, today's opener should be a good one. You have Pete Lasicki on one side, Chad Austin on the other. Austin leads the Boilermakers in scoring. He's given Purdue fans a lot of memories over the years, and it hasn't only been lighting up the scoreboard.
I think I'm good in every area of the game.
Chad Austin can do no wrong in this second half.
Good balance, a good all-around score. He can score different ways, driving it, three-pointer, gets a lot of free throws, has the strongest hands of any kid I've ever coached.
He loves just going to the hole a lot, and he's a great penetrator, and then his three-point shot really has been on fire since I've been playing with him. Just all-around player.
Determination, just, wanting to win, this competition and just going all out after it and just playing hard. And I think what the team has this year, just motivated to win. I think that's what makes me play hard and do the things I do.
He has that touch with the shot, and he has a great desire to score, and he just has some nice natural talent.
You'll see Austin in a few minutes. On the women's side last night, Wisconsin picking up a win at Iowa. Northwestern goes down to Purdue, 79-67. Penn State by 16 and Michigan by 3 over Minnesota. And when we come back, we'll take you from the First Plus studios out to the Bryce Jordan Center at Penn State. Purdue has hit 192 trays this year, but if you try to stop them on the launching pad, here's your alternative. 6'11 senior Brad Miller, on average, gets about 17 points, 9 rebounds every time he takes the floor.
The new Dodge wanted to take the sport utility concept to a higher level. Enter the new Durango. Its best-in-class power, cargo space, and seating for up to 8 raise the bar considerably, as do its strongest-in-class frame and its stable, longer, wider stance. Dodge Durango, a higher form of sport utility, from top to bottom. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
This is a battery. It has positives, it has negatives. The positives, it makes your car go. The negatives, there are no negatives. Not if you come to NTB, National Tire and Battery. We sell diehards, the most preferred name in batteries since, well, who knows? Give us a buzz. Think positive. NTB, National Tire and Battery. We're everything you want, nothing like you'd expect.
This is where I work. These are my coworkers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
It was a radical plan to create a quiet muffler that could also help make your engine more efficient. Introducing the new Walker Quiet Flow muffler. With exclusive sound-absorbing fiber and a free-flow design, Quiet Flow offers a combination of quiet and efficiency no other muffler can match. If your muffler can't do all this, isn't it time you woke up? The new Quiet Flow muffler only from Walker. Run quiet, run better.
Take strokes off your game, guaranteed. Jack Nicklaus's personal technique that helps straighten slices. Take strokes off your game, guaranteed. Dave Peltz's revolutionary technique that has top pros putting better. Let Golf Magazine show you how to shoot lower, play better, or you don't pay. That's the Golf Magazine guarantee. Call now for your free issue of Golf Magazine. If you decide to subscribe, get 11 more issues, 12 in all, for just $17.97. Plus, get your free Golf Magazine umbrella. Call now.
That'll do it from the First Plus Big Ten studios. We'll be here for you throughout the day to keep you updated on all of today's action. But right now, let's head for the Bryce Jordan Center for Game 1. Here's Tom Hamilton and Steve Yoder.
Thank you very much, Mike, and welcome to State College. Purdue and Penn State getting set to do battle as we check out today's starting lineups. And for the Purdue Boilermakers, once again, Jerron Cornell will not be in the starting lineup, nor will he be able to play today because of a badly sprained ankle. And so the burden maybe falls even more on Brad Miller, their 6'11 senior center, who's very capable. For the Penn State Nittany Lions, Kelvin Booth, one of the premier shot blockers in all of the country. The guy that you'll see very quickly in the lineup, though, is Dwight Stevens. Carl Jackson normally gets the start at power forward. Today's Dodge keys to victory, Coach.
Well, Tom, Purdue's going to have to get off to a good start today. They can't get off to one of those slow starts. It's happened to them in the last couple games, and they need to go inside early. And then Penn State, they need to handle the defensive pressure because Purdue can deliver it in the half court and the full court. And I really believe Penn State's going to have to get some production off their bench today.
These two ball clubs have met one time before this season, and Purdue was a big winner, leading by 18 at half and rolled to a 22-point win, and they have dominated this series. And the opening tip controlled by the Boilermakers, coming in at 10-3 in the Big Ten. Meanwhile, Penn State at 6-7 in conference play.
Both of these teams are going to look to put the ball inside as quick as they can and then work to the outside because they've got good people in the post area and they've got good players on the perimeter.
Penn State starts out in its man-to-man defense. They will play some zone today. 10 on the shot clock.
Penn State's doing a nice job defensively here.
And then a bump out front by Carl Jackson, so the first foul in today's game with only 8 seconds on the shot clock. Boy, this is remarkable how Purdue has been starting lately, and despite those starts, they've won 2 of those 3 games.
Well, they've got such good shooting that they can do that. But when you're on the road, you can't take too many chances like that.
Now, they got behind early at Iowa City, and there was no coming back Wednesday night. Almost a strip by Ivory.
Well, I'll tell you what, early, Penn State's doing an excellent job defensively of containing everybody on the floor. And that first foul was not a good foul that Jackson had because the clock was down to 10 seconds and a bad time to take a foul.
By the way, today's officials, Art McDonald, Steve Skiles, Mike Spanier. This is Michael Robinson starting for the injured Jerron Cornell. Miller kept it alive but knocked it out of bounds, and so Penn State pitched a shutout there for 37 seconds, 47 seconds actually.
And Purdue's going to put the pressure on him right away early in the full court.
Jerry Dunn very concerned, Steve, how his club will react to the full court pressure.
Well, he did a nice job in practice yesterday. They got a foul right off the bat on the press.
Gene Cady didn't think so. It's on Alan Eldridge. There you look at one of the most aggressive coaches in the game. I don't know that anybody wants to win more than Gene Cady, and what a winner he's been. 6 Big Ten championships. Remarkable.
Well, he's the energy. Cardinal brings the energy on the floor, but the energy on the bench comes from Gene.
Lasicki for 3. You know, it's interesting, Coach. Gene Cady said yesterday, we've never had Lisicki go off on us, and he goes, that really worries me looking ahead to Saturday.
Boy, seeing that open shot there. But that's just what they didn't do against Iowa either, was defend the perimeter, and to see the good shooter get off to a quick start. That doesn't look good at this point.
3-second lane violation. Boy, that's a call you don't see much anymore.
Yeah. Looks like Purdue's going to get off to one of those slow starts, but Purdue will not be out of this ballgame. Believe me, they're good enough with pressure and with their perimeter shooting, putting the ball inside, that they'll hang with Penn State.
Well, Gene Cady was saying the reason we're getting off to slow starts, our club has not shown the opposition enough respect early, and it seems like we need a wake-up call. But he goes, you keep doing that, and you'll pay the price.
That was real good defense there by Austin on Ivory. And they got the 5-second ball. He was on him. They couldn't get the ball to anybody else. They denied the passing lanes. Just great job of the half-court defense.
Jerry Dunn has done a tremendous job his third year at Penn State. When you consider his club just keeps getting better as the year goes on. And it's a young club as Chad Austin rattles one home, and it's 3-2 Penn State.
Nice job by Austin getting himself some separation by using his left arm to get a little separation to get that shot off.
Austin from the corner. Chad Austin 5, Penn State 3.
You don't want Austin to get off to this kind of start either. Think about Lisicki hitting a perimeter shot. Austin hits 2 like that. That's trouble.
Brad Miller, that's not the kind of foul that Purdue can afford Brad Miller to pick up.
Now watch Austin here. Once he catches it, he puts it on the floor, takes his left arm, gets a little separation from Lisicki, steps back, and knocks it down. Here you're going to see some good pressure coming from behind. And that was one of the situations there where he got called for a foul. May not have been a foul.
Crispin penetrating, lean-in shot, but he drew the foul.
That's a nice drive by Joe Crispin. If you'll see this, if we get a replay on this one, you'll see him penetrate down the lane and watch him get his body back in good position here, leaning in and drawing the foul right there as he's shooting it to get the three-point shot. Now, a lot of people will wonder who caused the contact there. And that's probably who the foul should be on. But it doesn't go that way very often when an offensive player makes that kind of move.
Well, and it's a big foul because all of a sudden Allen Eldridge has 2 personal fouls. And remember, Purdue not as deep in its backcourt right now as Tony Mayfield comes in because of the injury to Jerron Cornell, one of the premier shooters in the country.
You make a great point there. They don't have a lot of backcourt people with experience right now because Cornell was playing so good for him.
Cornell, before he sprained the ankle, was averaging 20 points a game over a 6-game stretch. They don't know when they'll get him back. Crispin got a hand on it. Penn State turns over the Boilermakers.
Good hustle by Penn State. Really good, solid defensive play there.
We are tied at 5. We've played 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Penn State dodging a bullet there. Lisicki for 3.
Yep, mark it down. You can mark it down. And you're right. Gene said it to us yesterday. The kid's never gone off against us. Hope he doesn't tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's here.
Miller with a miss. Crispin with a rebound. Penn State with the ball in a 3-point lead. No call. Penn State still with the ball.
Well, was that a good lead pass by Crispin?
Look at the nice pick and roll, and Jackson finishes.
Jackson's just getting better and better. He really is. And then they'll bring Jared Stevens in off the bench pretty soon, and he's been playing very well.
Biggest lead for Penn State at 10-5. Cardinal. And the 2-pointer too strong. Look at Jackson get up in the air. Penn State loses it, though, and the Boilermakers, down 5, have the basketball. Good start to this one here in State College on a spring-like Saturday.
Purdue needs to do what they just did there. Put it inside and then be able to bring it outside.
Austin with 5 early points. Miller got a hand on it. Cardinal brings it down inside Austin, and he has 7.
That was a nice job by Cardinal, finding the open Austin in the lane.
It's 10-7 Penn State. Austin with all of Purdue's points. Crispin breaking the pressure. Quick on the shot. Look at Jackson with a putback.
Right there. I'll tell you, it's going to build Penn State's confidence if they can break the press as easy as they've been breaking it.
Well, they got behind early in West Lafayette earlier this year, and it was no contest. Austin can't score that time. Jackson having a big start.
Getting off to a good start. He sure is for a young player. But you know what? This Penn State team has been improving all the time, Tom.
Yes.
They're one of the teams in the second division which has been doing a nice job of getting better.
The back away by Crispin, and Penn State erupts to a 14-7 lead. Crispin with 4.
You have to be impressed with the way Joe Crispin controls himself when he penetrates to the basket. He's not out of control, so he can pass off the dribble. Cardinal drew the foul as they got it inside. And interesting, yesterday, Gene Cady said, you look at our club, we're 22-5. The 5 losses, one common denominator, we didn't get the ball inside. When we lose, it's because we didn't pound the ball inside. Well, and I think that's a great point. I think to be really good, you have to have balance in your offense. You've got to have an inside-outside game. And both of these teams have the ability to play that way. Now it's whether they do that at game time, and they don't always do that. Brian Cardinal at the line, averaging 13 points a game. He's an 81% free throw shooting team, as Purdue is the Big Ten's best free throw shooting team and one of the best in the country. You know, when you're a good perimeter shooting team, one of the last things you want to do is to go on the road and start shooting perimeter shots. That's the toughest place to shoot it. You want to make them kicking it in and kicking it out. Joe Crispin with 4 early points. Penn State by 6.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a 3rd door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
The problem with most home equity lenders is no equity means no loan. That's because they only let you borrow up to 80% of the value of your home. But at First Plus, you can borrow up to 125% of the value of your home. So even with no equity, you can still consolidate bills, make home improvements, or even get some extra cash. Just call 1-800-510-PLUS. You'll get an answer before you hang up. First Plus, no equity is no problem. So call 1-800-510-PLUS.
I love what I do, and especially now that I can do it at home. You know, I was seeing my kids for about 10 minutes when I got home, and I didn't want to be a 10-minute father. You know, you get a hug, but it's not enough. I use GTE because nobody else could give me internet, wireless, and long distance. And be my local phone company, too. And that's why I think GTE is such a good value. I can choose from one company, whatever I need. Oh, that's great, sweetheart. Congratulations.
From school.
Penn State with the early 6-point advantage. At the outset, we talked about Austin and Lisicki.
Yeah, we sure did, and you're going to see Lisicki right here outside the 3-point arc, gets his balance, gets his rhythm, and just knocks it down. And this is a guy you don't want the confidence to build in, because he's terrific. Here's Austin, also the same kind of player. He's going to look for it. There's the separation caused by the push-off, and knocks the shot down.
Chad Austin, 7 of Purdue's 8 points here in the early going. The senior, who along with his brother Woody, both 1,000-point scorers in their Purdue careers. And you saw the stats there. Penn State 5 of 6 from the floor.
Boy, the spacing Penn State has in beating this press is just perfect, and they've done a nice job of working the ball up the floor against pressure without making a mistake.
Stevens now in the game for Penn State. He's had a huge week as he backs in and scores.
My. What a terrific move. Big guys who know how to use their feet, that have good footwork, can cause a lot of problems. That was just a great move there by Jared Stevens.
Stevens had 22 on Monday night, had 27 on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he's, you know what, he could be player of the week in the Big Ten if he has a great game here today.
Penn State up 16-8, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Long way to go, though, in this one. As Austin driving on Lisicki. Austin a little strong. Lisicki yanked it down, thought about going the length of the court, and then decided not to.
Pretty good defense there. Guarding Austin close on the perimeter, forcing him to put it on the floor and drive it to the basket.
This Penn State ball club could have come in here easily with a 4-game winning streak as Ivory misses. They had a 15-point lead of Minneapolis Wednesday night and lost. You always wonder, Coach, how do you recover from those?
You know what they're trying to do, develop a young team here, and it's consistency of play over a 40-minute period of time. Great block.
That's number 99 for Kelvin
Oh,
Booth.
terrific pass, Tom. Ivory just made a terrific pass there in a full court. Once again, Purdue slow in getting back on defense.
And once again, a bad Purdue start as McQuay counters on the other end to make it 18-10. It's remarkable the starts that Purdue is getting off to.
Yeah, and you just don't know why. I mean, there's no... Like Gene said, they may not just respect the other opponent until they get the wake-up call.
Penn State on a 13-5 run. Crispin too strong on that shot. One of the rare misses for Penn State here in the early going.
Well, in Penn State, they have to take this good play and play it over a 40-minute period of time, and that's the problem with a young team.
This is Mosi Barnes.
Good defense. See, they're keeping the ball out of the middle. They're jamming the middle up pretty good, forcing Miller to go outside to get it.
12 on the shot clock.
Here's where you don't want any fouls.
Miller against Booth. Nice move. Blocked, but a foul on Booth.
See, you play good defense for all that period of time. Once that shot clock gets to 10, the last thing a coach wants to see is for one of his players to make a foul. But they're going to drive the ball to the basket here, and this is what Brad Miller needs to do. Drive it. If he's going to have to receive it outside, and it's a pretty good block on top. I think he got his body on him, but the block on top was fine.
Miller, a 79% free throw shooter. He averages 17 points, 9 rebounds a game. There you look at a winded Kelvin Booth. He now has 99 blocks this season. That is too shy of his Penn State record that he set as a freshman.
That happens to to Booth a lot. He does get winded early, but then he kind of gets his second wind, and he's able to hang in there.
Along with Coach Steve Yoder, I'm Tom Hamilton. 12:20 to play here in the first half from the Bryce Jordan Center. And Penn State off to a solid start, up 18-11 in a must-win situation for Purdue if they have any shot at a piece of the Big Ten championship. Remember, Purdue finishes its season in East Lansing against Big Ten leaders Michigan State.
A lot of substitutions here, trying to keep people fresh and keep people out of foul trouble. And playing younger players, which Penn State's doing. But this time of the year, the young guys should be having the experience they need to do what Coach wants them to do out here.
Again, Penn State handles the full court pressure.
Nice move, nice pass. My, oh my. What a terrific pass. Caused off penetration, and Lozicki recognized he was double-teamed, and he dumped the pass off inside.
You know, you think of Lozicki and you think shooting, but he's showing you other aspects of his game, and this is senior season.
Well, I really like to see that, too. I've always thought he should drive the ball more. Nice drive there.
Wow, a reverse by Michael Robinson, one of the most talented players in the conference. Robinson intercepts, and Purdue down 6 with the basketball. 11:40 left in the first half.
That's just a bad inbounding mistake right there. That should not have happened for Penn State.
This is the walk-on Kirchhoff. Rebound, Jared Stevens, who's been averaging a double-double this week. Lozicki from NBA range.
Oh, my. That was out deep. That had to be 32 feet out there.
Wow.
That was real deep.
Lozicki with 11, and Gene Katie's worst nightmare becoming a reality as Lozicki is off to a great start.
I think he's got 3 for 3 from the home run range.
Wow. Cardinal passed up the 3. Now a two-pointer. Rebound, Stevenson on the good block out. Here come the Nittany Lions with numbers.
Made a good decision here.
From the baseline, Stevens. Cardinal yanks it down for the Boilermakers, who trail 23-14.
See, that's probably not Jared Stevens' shot. He's more of a shooter around the basket, more of a strong type player rather than a perimeter guy making shots on the perimeter.
McQuay driving. He's very athletic, but he missed that one. Running it down, Greg Graves, the freshman for Penn State. Nittany Lions by 9, 10:25 left in the half.
Oh, nice pass there.
Another turnover. Here comes Kirchhoff, 3-on-2. He's got Barnes on one wing, Robinson on the other. Robinson and Robinson cuts the deficit to 7.
Good transition basket there by Purdue. They beat Penn State down the floor that time.
Penn State walking it up the court now. They're a little winded. They're playing their 4th game in 8 days.
Well, I think that's why you saw so much substitution by Coach Dunn early in this game.
Jossie Klein-Hurd rattles one home, and Penn State back up by 9.
Real nice shot there. That's a tough position to be in between shot, 8 to 10 footer. Did a nice job getting that one down.
The lob inside. This is McQuaid, tripled up. Stevenson with the intercept.
Good steal. Just not real good judgment on some of the passes that are being made in the half court. And Gene's not real happy with that right now.
Penn State up 9, 9:20 left in the half. Lisicky can't get it to go. We have a blocking out foul underneath. It'll go against Kirchhoff of the Boilermakers. As we head to break, Pete Lisicky showing you his entire game. He can pass, he can also shoot.
Die Hard Batteries, America's most trusted name in batteries, is looking for the Die Hard Big Ten Basketball Fan of the Year. If you love Big Ten basketball, enter the Die Hard Big Ten Challenge by sending your name, address, and phone number to Die Hard Big Ten Challenge, P.O. Box 1624, Skokie, Illinois. Or go to Keyword Stats at America Online. One grand prize winner wins a trip for 2 to the Big Ten Men's Basketball Tournament in Chicago. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Contest dates January 19th through February 21st. 18 years or older. U.S. residents only. Will you be the Die Hard Big Ten Fan of the Year?
Before we built one part for the new Dodge Intrepid, we built the whole car digitally. That way, we were able to test more than 2,000 engines, numerous suspensions, a multitude of seats, and a vast number of headlamps. The result is impressive. You might say it's 1 in a million. The new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Hey, who's up for skiing?
You mean, who's up for sitting in the car all day?
No, I mean Blue Mountain.
It's a much shorter ride. Plenty of lifts. Discounts for kids.
Yeah, and Billy at school told me that they have real cool tubing lifts.
That's right, and there's snowboarding too.
When do we leave?
Blue Mountain, complete family fun, closer to home.
Atlantic 10, 11-2 UMass against 2-11 St. Joe's. Early on, UMass working the offensive glass. Tyrone Weeks getting it done on the offensive end with a rebound and the stick back. UMass by 3, 23-20. Let's go back to State College with Tom and Steve.
Thank you very much, Mike. That Atlantic 10, a terrific conference this year. They'll get a number of teams in the NCAA tournament, as will the Big Ten. You know that Purdue will be in the NCAA tournament, and that man, not a very happy camper.
No, he's not. We'll see what we can see here. But there's a block out on the weak side right there. No, that's not where he had it. But Gene is not happy with that call. What happened was Chad Kirchhoff blocked off a Penn State player, but he didn't hold his block, and he kept riding the player out of bounds. Well, Gene thought that there shouldn't have been a foul called there, and of course they called the foul and called it on his player, and then he got excited about it, and then I don't know if they assessed the foul or technical foul or not, because we're not shooting one. I don't think they did.
Nope. 9:18 left in the half. Penn State by 9. And Gene Cady yesterday, when asking him his biggest concern about today's game, he goes, my biggest concern is my team. What team shows up?
Yeah. Well, he's been concerned lately because they get off to these slow starts. The defense has always been one of the things that's held them in there, and they haven't been as good a defensive team this year as they've been in the past.
Well, Brian Cardinal, he's the kind of player every coach wishes he had.
Absolutely.
Well, that matchup of backcourt men, Pete Lisicky with 3 3-pointers. Chad Austin scored the first 7 points for Purdue, as Lisicky now with a breather.
Good spacing right now.
And
nice shot. Nice shot. Good spacing, and they got Cardinal free at the top of the key.
So Bryant Cardinal with 3. He averages 13 points, 5 rebounds a game.
Nice.
Boy, somebody got caught napping.
Yeah. Well, see, they looked at what was a good. They weren't in a hurry. Penn State was not in a hurry. And when the player got open deep, they just triggered the pass to the guy up the floor that was open. And that's, I always like to see guys that give the ball up to open players up the floor.
Well, the key word there was hurry, because yesterday, Steve, Jerry Dunn of Penn State said, what is critical for us, don't be in a hurry to break pressure. Don't be in a hurry to run your offense.
Exactly. Well, there you see the inside foul when Yossi Klein-Hurd just kind of hooked Cardinal.
Jerry Dunn saying the thing about the way Purdue plays now, they get you completely out of your tempo. Sometimes you break the pressure and you think you've got to rush to the basket, and you don't have to do that.
Teams that press, that's what they want to do, is get you to do something, make a mistake.
And Bryant Cardinal with 5.
Once again, inside, taking it inside and being strong with the ball, which Cardinal was.
Oh, how about that tip pass from Booth right back to Stevenson?
Great job by Booth, recognizing it was high enough. He couldn't catch it with both hands. He just flipped it back to his guard.
Penn State with the ball, leading by 7, under 8 minutes to play in the half. Stevenson wide open, drains a triple.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to get started out here today. I watched him in practice, and I like his ability to shoot the basketball. And once again, a young player in this program.
Stevenson, a sophomore, and countering on the other end for the Boilermakers is Chad Austin.
Yep, the veteran player coming back and doing what he does best.
Austin with 9, 3-on-2 break. Yossi Klein-Hurd fouled from behind. Or is he?
He knocked it away. They're saying he knocked it away. So they're taking it out of bounds.
So with 7:20 to play in the first half from State College, Nittany Lions by 8.
Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, baby, no.
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you. No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take him.
Good stuff with combos.
The new Dodge wanted to take the sport utility concept to a higher level. Enter the new Durango. Its best-in-class power, cargo space, and seating for up to 8 raise the bar considerably, as do its strongest-in-class frame and its stable, longer, wider stance. Dodge Durango, a higher form of sport utility, from top to bottom. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
Big East action today, Providence at Pittsburgh, and Corey Wright, Providence's 5'8" guard. Watch this. He does his Ernie DiGregorio imitation, goes down the lane, lays it off the window. Providence by 10, 42-32. Let's go back to Tom and Steve.
Thank you very much, Mike Gleason. Penn State with the early lead, 30-22, 7:20 left in the first half. This is also a game today that is missing 2 outstanding players. Danny Earl, who will try to come back next year for his 6th year at Penn State. He had a knee injury. One of the great point guards in the Big Ten before he went down. And you talk about shooters. Jerron Cornell, this is his 3rd straight game that he has missed because of the ankle injury.
Yeah, and both of these guys are missed by their teams. Oh, man, I'll tell you, I don't think Minnesota probably doesn't win the other night if Earl's on the floor for Penn State.
Look at Cardinal. Cardinal with a jam, and Bryant Cardinal keeping Purdue in this game in the first half. He has 7.
That's that aggressive energy that he brings to the defense. And when he gambles, he's not afraid to go after it.
Purdue has 11 points off 6 Penn State turnovers. 6-point Nittany Lion lead.
The half-court defense has been solid for both of these teams. They're trying to find somebody inside open. The defense is doing a great job of keeping the ball on the perimeter, down to 5 seconds. They may not get a shot off.
Crispin just did beat it. And a long rebound to Graves. Stevenson in trouble, kicks it out. Three-pointer off for Graves. Look at Stevenson. Taken away and lost out of bounds by Eldridge. Now, Brian Cardinal, he's a coach's player.
Yes, sir. Now, he's going to anticipate this, and he's just aggressive enough. He stays with it. And he didn't even see the pass.
Nope.
He just knew it was coming and reacted by just throwing his arm up there, getting a piece of it, and knocking it ahead where he could recover it and go down and score.
They call him Citizen Payne because he's always on the floor. Crispin from the corner. Didn't get the bounce. Again, a long Penn State rebound. This is Lisicki for two.
He doesn't miss many of those now. I'm going to tell you, when he's inside that arc, getting a good look. He got the roll there.
13 for Lisicki. Miller attacking Booth.
Go get it up.
He lost it on the way up. Stevens has it for the Nittany Lions, who lead by 8.
They got the ball inside. Brad Miller just couldn't make a good move against the Penn State defense.
Crispin with a floater. Cardinal, and a foul underneath. It'll go against Jared Stevens. And that on Penn State will be their 15th foul.
You're gonna see Joe Crispin taking it right down the lane, and he just gives it a little flip. If he's a little stronger with this move, he probably gets fouled. He does come back, get the steal, but the foul was made earlier by Jared Stevens.
First on Jared Stevens. Purdue with the basketball, down 32-24. 5:50 left in the first half. The Boilermakers have to win out to have a shot at the Big Ten championship. Purdue has Minnesota and Michigan State remaining. McQuay with a miss. Cardinal, there he is again.
Yep, staying active. He uses energy. A lot of players don't come out and use energy. I get disappointed in talented players because it's a 40-minute game and 40 minutes out of a 24-hour day. Great block once again by Booth.
Now Calvin Booth now with his second block today. That gives him 100 on the season.
And McQuay makes a pretty good move right here, and he's very athletic, but there comes Booth, just pins it on the board.
That'll get you thinking, won't it?
Sure will. That may be why Purdue is not getting the ball inside. Nice break down the lane. Could see that coming.
Yep.
Boston saw it too.
Eldridge, who got 2 quick fouls and had to go to the Purdue bench, gets his first 2. And Purdue back to within 6 as we near the 5-minute mark. This is Booth against Cardinal. Lost it on the way up.
Well, that was good pressure from behind by Cardinal. And Booth just ran out of real estate. Didn't have a good angle.
Eldridge traveled out front. Boy, Gene Cady is livid.
Yeah.
You never have to guess the emotions of Gene Cady.
No, Gene's more prepared to play than any of his players. Almost, I don't care who's played for him. He's more prepared to play than any of them.
He is without question one of the great, and you can say great when you talk about Gene Cady, one of the great coaches in the game.
He's done a great job at Purdue. He's the all-time winning coach at Purdue.
And a win today, and he's the 3rd winningest coach ever in the Big Ten, behind Ward Lambert and Bob Knight. Kicking a fresh 35 for Penn State, which leads by 6 with 4:27 left in the half. There you look at the former college football player. The reason he's a basketball coach, he couldn't get a high school football coaching job, so he took the next best thing. And he's made life miserable for a lot of basketball coaches.
I almost took a high school football job, my first job out of college, and I was glad I got into basketball.
6-point Nittany Lion lead.
Not that I don't like football. I really like it. I was assistant coach in high school.
Were you really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, nice move. Terrific job there because I know Penn State would like to see more and more of that. Putting it in there in that little soft left-handed hook shot.
Booth had 16 in the first half Wednesday night at Minnesota, but didn't score in the second half. Cardinal, tough shot. Booth with a rebound.
Well, he ran out of real estate there himself, but he did drive it to the hole.
Crispin the pull-up. Kept alive inside. Look at Stevens fight inside, but it's knocked out by Purdue. 3:49 left in the first half. The Nittany Lions by 8.
8 hands right now, both the Nittany Lions and
What?
When sports cream? When legs are sore. When backs ache. When muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Why sports cream? Because it works.
The Money Store will now lend you more than the market value of your home with one low first mortgage rate. At other lenders, you can end up having two loans, a first mortgage and a high-rate second. But with the Money Store's no equity refi loan, you have just one loan at their low first mortgage rate to cut expenses, pay off credit cards, even get some extra cash. So call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the no equity refi loan, only at the Money Store.
We ask people to try a pasta dinner.
Yeah. You want to try some?
It tastes good. This has some zest to it.
Delicious. Cheesy.
What kind of cheeses are these?
Very good. What's the name of it?
Oh, this is Hamburger Helper 4-cheese lasagna.
Hamburger Helper? I would never have guessed.
Can we have Hamburger Helper tonight?
4-cheese lasagna it is.
Try Hamburger Helper 4-cheese lasagna or new cheesy hash browns.
Everybody enjoyed it.
Hamburger Helper makes a great meal.
This is dinner tonight.
Welcome back to State College. Penn State up 8. And today's Big Ten game is brought to you by GTE, official telecommunications consultant to the NCAA and a Big Ten corporate sponsor. Look at the shooting for Penn State here in the first half and dominating Purdue on the backboards. Penn State is the worst rebounding team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and that was one of the things we talked about yesterday was the fact they need to be active on the boards here today, and they've done a nice job.
Nittany Lions dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, he bounces the ball off a Purdue player. He's got no one to throw it to, and he bounces it off a Purdue player and gets it back. Nice, smart move by Titus Ivory.
You work on that play a lot?
No, but you didn't work on it, but players taking it out of bounds got to be aware of that.
Delvin Booth couldn't handle the lob.
Good job of getting back on defense by Penn State.
Austin can't get it. Cardinal right there.
Yep.
Purdue has not had many transition opportunities.
Well, Penn State's done a nice job getting back on defense.
34-28. Penn State with the ball in the lead. 3:10 to play first half. Biggest crowd of the season here at the Bryce Jordan Center. 14,212. Booth with that jump hook.
He is. I don't know how you stop it. See, he's so much bigger than anybody else. He just has to get the mindset that he gets hungry to want the ball and to take the shot.
Booth, a 6'11 junior out of Reynoldsburg, a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Penn State leads by 8.
And everybody on the floor except Lazicki's coming back next year for Penn State.
Boy, Purdue had nobody going after a rebound that time. This is Lazicki.
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my.
Gene Cady got a first-hand look as he shot it right in front of the coach.
And the guy was defended. I mean, Lazicki was defended, and he just buries this shot. But you know what? Joe Crispin pushing the ball up the floor to a shooter. That's what makes that play. Giving the shooter an opportunity.
And this crowd now into it as Lazicki has 16. McQuay got Booth to leave his feet and scores.
What a nice solid play that was by McQuay. Very talented player.
McQuay has 4. It's 39-30. Penn State on top. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. And a 20-second timeout called by Jerry Dunn. His Nittany Lions have been brilliant to this point. Say to get inside the huddle of your favorite Big Ten team, go online at www.big10.org for all the basketball and conference news from around the Big Ten.
Well, there's the pass up the floor by Crispin, and look, he's defended pretty well, and he's just going to rise up. And that's just the mark of a confident shooter right there. He knows he can get the shot, Tommy, and he got it up, and he knows he's got the confidence he's going to hit it. And he knows his coach is going to let him shoot that shot.
Don't forget at halftime, Mike Gleason will get you updated on what's happening. The National Car Rental Halftime Report. Mike Gleason, your host from the Big Ten Studios. Pete Lazicki now 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. Penn State coughs it up.
Good pressure by Purdue. Nice pass.
Mayfield to Robinson. And Purdue with another. Forced turnover cuts the deficit to 7. With Purdue's pressure defense, they're never really out of a ballgame.
No, they're not. I mean, they can put the pressure on you, turn up the heat.
Booth traveled. So Penn State 2 consecutive times down court, coming off a timeout, failed to get a shot up.
Getting in a hurry. There's no reason to be in a hurry. And good defense by Purdue. And Purdue needs a nice half-court possession right here.
Jerry Dunn's club, he feels right now they can play with anybody in the Big Ten. They're proving it again today, leading by 7.
Yeah, they could be really good in the conference tournament.
Yes.
They're a team that could sneak up on some people.
Well, you always want to get better as the year goes on, and that's what Penn State has done.
Yeah.
Cardinal held out front by Jackson. 6th foul on Penn State, 2nd on Jackson.
Good job by Cardinal there, getting his left shoulder by his defender, driving the ball to the basket, getting the call. You're going to see him here. He's just quicker than Jackson. And a bump foul. But that's what you need. You need to accumulate fouls. We've talked about this before. You've got to get into the 1-and-1 sometime before the half. And in the second half, you want to get into the 1-and-1 as early as you can.
Talking about Penn State improving, Steve, Gene Katie said yesterday that's his concern right now. He goes, I don't know that we're getting any better. And he goes, it's all happened since the injury to Cornell.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Cornell's a big factor on this team. Big move there.
Oh. But he couldn't finish.
Didn't finish it. Nice move. Got his shot. Didn't get it down.
Titus Ivory with the rebound. Under a minute to play. Penn State up 7. They led by 15 at Minneapolis on Wednesday night and lost. They trailed by 15 right here on Monday night to Ohio State and rallied to win.
And Crispin's doing a nice job against a bigger defender handling the ball.
And Penn State maintains possession with 14 on the shot clock. 34 seconds left in the half. Penn State up 39-32 as Pete Lasicki back in. Do you think he might be an option?
I think he, yeah, and I think Crispin needs his help because right there he couldn't find anybody to throw the ball to. Timing wasn't very good on the guys making cuts to get open.
Lasicki, tough shot.
Got it. Oh, in and out. Man, had it down.
That's only the second shot he's missed all half. Purdue will be able to play for one as Gene Katie uses a 20-second timeout. Pete Lasicki has been sizzling. Look at that first half production. Chad Austin scored the first 7 for Purdue, but he's been quiet since.
Yeah, Penn State's recognized how to defend Austin a little better, and Austin's had a couple opportunities to finish and hasn't, but this has just been a good, solid half-court defense by both of these teams.
39-32, Penn State on top of Purdue. Pete Lasicki, 6 of 8 from the field. 4 for 4 from beyond the arc for his 16 first half points.
Purdue wants to make sure here that they get the last shot, I'm sure, or get a shot that they can convert on. If something shows early, they'll take it. Right now, they're going to wait and get the last shot.
Brad Miller standing with the ball near the midcourt stripe.
Sometimes I don't always know about this kind of strategy, and I'm not second-guessing the coach, but we used to do this, too. I think you got to have movement, which Purdue's into right now.
And now a timeout has to be burned by Mayfield. Otherwise, it could have been a closely guarded call.
See, I think you need to come out and just keep doing what you're doing. And I think maybe that's what Purdue was starting to do. Good movement, and then take your opportunities when it shows. Because so often when you do these types of things, the defense is doing such a good job. You have to take a forced shot in the end, and you don't get the shot you were really looking for.
Boy, and they have to burn a valuable timeout. Don't forget, we've got another ball game coming up. Michigan State, the Big Ten leaders. They can't afford to stub their toe. But as you know, Steve, playing in Madison is no day at the park.
It's not easy. And I'll tell you, I'm sure Tom Izzo's concerned about that. If Wisconsin can find a way to score at all, they could give some problems to Michigan State.
This is Austin with 3 on the clock, missing, and that's the way the first half will end, although Ivory gets it off, but it doesn't go. And a terrific 20 minutes for the Penn State Nittany Lions, who lead at halftime 39-32. Now, let's throw it to the First Plus Big Ten studio. Here's your host, Mike Gleason.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. 39-32. Now, on Monday night, Penn State actually scored 63 second-half points. When we come back, we'll get you up to speed on other games, including UMass St. Joe's. Is UMass rejecting St. Joe's? We'll find out after this.
At Purdue University, step into a future with unlimited potential, a future where professors care about your success. Students learn cutting-edge knowledge from professors who are blazing the research trail. Choose among hundreds of majors that will prepare you for any career you can imagine. Head down the track to a world-class education. Hook up with Purdue University.
It's hot. It's crazy.
Due for a big matchup in the Big Ten, but Andre Patterson.
Oh, listen to this place, Dave. Oh,
I say, Jim, when there's smoke this fire, these two teams are fired up. Fired up. Fired up. When there's smoke to this fire.
As a business traveler, you can choose from thousands of places to stay. But when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. National Car Rental. Because when you join National's Emerald Club, you can bypass the counter, choose your own car, and get on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Have you won the lottery? Receiving a structured settlement? Woodbridge Sterling Capital can get your money in one lump sum. Not once a month, not once a year, but today.
Before I won the lottery, I used to work here. Now I bought the gas station, convenience store, a body shop, and a bakery, thanks to Woodbridge Sterling Capital.
Now I can go out and start my own business and be my own boss. Thanks to Woodbridge Sterling, they made it possible.
For a lump sum today, call Woodbridge Sterling Capital now.
It's time now for the National Car Rental Halftime Report, brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Well, Penn State's 10-1 in the Bryce Jordan Center this year, and after 20 minutes, they lead Purdue by 7, 39-32. Welcome back to the First Plus Big Ten Studios. We'll start things off today with a stop in the Atlantic 10. UMass, still the cream of the crop. Minutemen are 11-2, and today they put it all on the line against 2-11 St. Joe's. We'll take a look at some of the action. Bruiser Flint trying to get things going. St. Joe's draws some blood here. Simmons outside, gets the bounce and the deuce, but UMass doing a nice job working the ball down to the low post right here, finding Kettner, and he lays it off for two. And right now, St. Joe's and UMass, the advantage going to UMass at 11-2, 33-28. Coming up later on, Xavier looking to win their 10th conference win, and St. Bonaventure and Fordham, a 2-0 early in that one. Northern Illinois, Ball State at 18-5. Definitely the surprise in the back. In the ACC, Florida State and Wake, each with 5 conference wins. Seminoles, Kerry Thompson misses, but there's Kareem Shabazz right there to tip it in. Now the Deacons come back. Robert O'Kelly steps outside of the launching pad, nails the triple, and the Seminoles and the Deacons, it's 34-32. They are at the break. North Carolina, 26-1 on the year. Not bad for a school making a coaching change. They take on NC State later on. Clemson almost knocked off Duke. They lost by 4. They'll take on Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Maryland. Maryland suffering the tough loss to Wake Forest. And they are 8-6 in the ACC, but Gary Williams Club 15-9 overall. We'll be back with more of the National Car Rental Halftime Report coming up after this. Today's game is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your local BMW retailer today. Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. And by American Cyanamid, maker of Raptor herbicide. Cyanamid is pleased to welcome Novartis to the Harvest Partners Preferred Customer Program.
Everyone remembers this college highlight, but I bet you've never seen these. North Carolina quarterback Chris Keldorf counseling teenagers. LSU soccer star Amanda Cook on the Student Athlete Advisory Board. Iowa wrestler Joe Williams exploring options at Career Day. Most college athletes never go pro. They need a program that builds business skills, a commitment to service, and academic excellence. Champs Life Skills, helping prepare student athletes for life.
Hi, Chuck. How's business?
Okay.
Hey, what's on your screen?
QuickBooks accounting software from the makers of Quicken.
Yeah, I really don't have time to learn new software.
If you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. Answer a few questions and it tailors itself to your business. Create invoices like these. It has accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll and inventory, and over 60 customizable reports that put you in control.
I'm going to try it.
Nothing to lose.
1-800-216-5511.
Cholesterol.
Where'd you hear about cholesterol?
School, and they said a lot isn't good for your heart.
That's right.
Is that why we're watching what we eat now?
Yeah. On Cheerios.
An important new study shows that 3 cups of Cheerios whole grain oats a day added to a low-fat diet can help push your cholesterol down.
We're fighting cholesterol right now.
Well, then have more, Dad.
Well, Penn State still has their eyes set on a top 5 seed for the Big Ten tournament. They lead it by 7 at the break over Purdue. Welcome back to our National Car Rental halftime report. A couple of teams struggling in the Big East this year, Providence and Pittsburgh. The Friars, 2 games under 500, so they look at every game as being a big one. Let's take a look at some of the action now. The Panthers, Vonteego Cummings. Watch this, half court, alley-oop to Isaac Hawkins. They're down by only 3, but Jamel Thomas responds. Drives one down. Providence by 10. Ralph Willard says, okay, guys, it's time to regroup. And right now it's 42-34, Providence on top. Elsewhere in the Big East, Boston College, Georgetown playing later on. SEC tonight, Mississippi's 18-5. Auburn and Arkansas. Arkansas with a tough loss last Saturday. Arizona 13-0 in the Pac-10, and Kansas will take on Iowa State later today. All right, it's halftime at Penn State. Purdue down by 7. While the Boilermakers make a run for yet another Big Ten title in basketball, the Purdue Swimmers are ecstatic over their brand new home.
Purdue University is embarking on a major initiative to enhance recreational, academic, and athletic opportunities for students by constructing a new aquatics center and renovating existing facilities in the 40-year-old recreational gymnasium known as the Co-Rec.
It's going to be a wonderful new renovation to the Co-Rec with a new aerobics studio, a new strength and cardio center. It will begin to mirror exactly what other institutions around the country have.
The actual aquatic center will be built on the west side of the Co-Rec, and by linking it to the Co-Rec with a glass atrium walkway will allow us to capitalize on some of the infrastructure that is already available. For example, the Co-Rec locker room.
Go for it. Go for it.
The aquatic center will double indoor swimming capacity. It will include an Olympic-sized pool and a separate diving well. These will replace the 2 aging Co-Rec pools and the 60-year-old pool at Lambert Fieldhouse.
They're really not repairable. So the 2 facilities in the Co-Rec will actually go away. The outdoor pool will in effect be covered up by this new aquatic center, and the indoor pool will feature a new aerobics center.
The goal is to improve the recreational gymnasium facilities to the level of other state-of-the-art facilities in the Big Ten and beyond.
So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then you come up to breathe.
In addition to recreation, the Aquatic Center will enhance teaching and research in the Department of Health, Kinesiology, and Leisure Studies, and greatly benefit Purdue's intercollegiate swimming and diving teams.
We have this pool that's outdated, and it makes a statement about our swim program. And so we're trying to overcome that all the time. So what the new pool will do for us, it will land some of these recruits that we're missing out on.
We've got guys, 4, 5, 6 guys in a lane sometimes, swimming in the same pool. And guys that are 6'5", 6'6", it's very, very difficult.
Our divers should only practice 1 meter here. They can't practice 3 meter or platform diving.
So that would give us a chance not only to train our divers, it would also help in recruiting them.
Of the $23.5 million price tag, $15 million will come from private donations.
We've already reached a third of the private giving goal. This is a major initiative for the university. It will benefit the entire university community.
This is something that we're playing catch up. We need this, we've got to have it, and it'll bring us to the standard that takes us right to the top within the country.
Construction should begin in 1999 with completion 2 years later. For Purdue University, I'm Dan Skinner.
Let's go!
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental, especially if you're going to the happiest place on earth. Because as the official car rental company of Disneyland in Southern California, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Disneyland with National Car Rental.
Let's go!
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Come on, baby! Come on! Oh, baby, no!
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you. That's your...
Hey, I'll take them.
Good stuff with combos.
That's going to do it for us here in the First Class Big Ten Studios in another National Car Rental halftime report. Don't forget, Michigan State can clinch a share of the title, and we'll have that game right here. But right now, let's head back to State College, PA with Tom and Steve.
Thank you very much, Mike. Here at halftime, Penn State with a surprising 7-point lead at 39-32. Along with Coach Steve Yoder, I'm Tom Hamilton. What a show Pete Lisicki gave us in the first 20 minutes. Coach?
No question. He did everything. Drove it to the basket. He hit the perimeter shot. You'll see him right here. Great drive right here. Watch this. He finds the open man inside, completes the play. Then they push the ball up the floor quick. He gets the three-point shot here and buries it. He had a great half.
Our Walker Muffler halftime highlights, and one of the other highlights was a matchup in the backcourt. Pete Lisicki certainly had the upper hand. One name you don't see, Brad Miller. 2 points, 2 rebounds. We've got the second half coming up next.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Fortune 500 companies know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
We've asked the coaches of champions to taste the breakfast of champions.
Crispy for sure. Crunchy, crispy. I like them. I wish I had a bowl twice as big. These are so good.
The championship taste of Wheaties.
I'd buy them in the big box they sell them in.
When sports cream, when legs are sore, when backs ache, when muscles hurt. Wise Sports Cream, rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Wise Sports Cream, because it works.
It was a radical plan to create a quiet muffler that could also help make your engine more efficient. Introducing the new Walker Quiet Flow Muffler. With exclusive sound-absorbing fiber and a free-flow design, Quiet Flow offers a combination of quiet and efficiency no other muffler can match. If your muffler can't do all this, isn't it time you woke up? The new Quiet Flow muffler only from Walker. Run quiet, run better.
Have you won the lottery? Receiving a structured settlement? Woodbridge Sterling Capital can get your money in one lump sum. Not once a month, not once a year, but today.
Before I won the lottery, I used to work here. Now I bought the gas station, convenience store, a body shop, and a bakery, thanks to Woodbridge Sterling Capital.
Now I can go out and start my own business and be my own boss. Thanks to Woodbridge Sterling, they made it possible.
For a lump sum today, call Woodbridge Sterling Capital now.
Before we start the second half, let's check out our Adidas first half stats, and you'll see Penn State dominating. Look at the shooting, look at the rebounding.
Well, you have to be able to shoot the ball. There's no question about it, and they're having a great game in here. Lozicki's leading them with it. You can see the 3 points, the turnovers, the rebounds is one of the big stats, I think, here that Penn State's dominating also.
Penn State came in here last in the Big Ten in rebounding. Purdue ranked 5th in the league in rebounding. Here in the second half, Penn State goes with Crispin, Ivory, and Lozicki in the backcourt. A front line of Jackson and Booth. Purdue will counter with Eldridge and Austin in the backcourt. Up front, Cardinal, Miller, as well as Robinson.
Purdue came out with some early trapping on Crispin, and he got away from him.
And right away, Penn State turns it over. You know, on Wednesday night in Minneapolis, they had a 15-point lead and turned it over the first time in the second half. They do it here again today. As you look at Purdue's offensive numbers, the top machine in the Big Ten when it comes to scoring. Their offense today a little off kilter, but it's been their defense that's really hurt them.
Right, and I think their offense is going to pick up this half, Tom. I think you look to see that happen, and but we'll find out. We're into it. First 5 minutes, going to tell us something.
Frank Cardinal with the ball had a terrific first half with 9 points. Miller, he was really quiet.
Oh, yeah, he has to get into this game. Somehow he has to make his presence felt, and he hasn't really done that in the first half.
4 on the shot clock. Austin had it halfway down, and it came back out. Penn State still with a 7-point lead, 1 minute into the second half.
Well, Purdue had to work awful hard to get a look at the basket, and that was a tough shot that Austin took.
Purdue has not had many easy baskets here today.
Well, they really haven't. Penn State's done a good job.
Booth couldn't finish. Jackson lost it.
But that's what they need to do. They need to take the ball inside. They need to take it inside and get after it.
Jerry Dunn hoping that it's not deja vu here in State College based on what happened Wednesday night in Minneapolis.
There's usually a big difference playing at home.
Robinson with a floater, stayed with it, still couldn't finish. They play volleyball with it. Boilermakers basketball.
But I know you're right. That's still a concern for Jerry Dunn as to how his team's going to play this second half.
A holding foul as Robinson started to move to the basket. That'll go against Titus Ivory. Titus Ivory quiet here today, his second personal. Jerry Dunn, a longtime assistant under Bruce Parkhill. His club with a win today would go to 500, and it's important because looking ahead to the Big Ten tournament where you finish is certainly going to impact your first game.
Well, and then he could make some noise maybe in the NIT tournament if he has a good showing in the Big Ten.
Purdue gets another long rebound. Cardinal in the lane. Boy, who are they going to give that to? That could have been offensive basket interference.
Yeah, that ball was in the cylinder, and I think it was going to go down anyway. Somebody got their hand in there, but there was no call on the play.
Give the basket to Mike Robinson. Purdue to within 5. Boilermakers led at 5-3, but that's been it.
And good pressure. The defense has been much better. Penn State just needs to relax, make sure they get a good look at the hole, keep good spacing here, which they've had most of the game.
Stevens, a quiet day so far, but he can erupt. 5 on the shot clock.
Purdue's done a nice job here defensively. They need to get it up.
Tough shot for Ivory. Cardinal with a rebound. And Penn State hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes in the second half.
The defense has really been tough.
Eldridge, good look to Robinson. Booth, hey, you've gotten the hand on it.
He intimidated the offensive player into taking the shot, and then he blocked it.
And that would tie his single-season record of 101 blocks. It would be his 3rd block of the day. Here's Lozicki. He was bumped by Austin. Austin didn't think so. His first personal.
Well, I think what happened there, Tom, he does get bumped, but there's been some holding going on throughout the game, and I think it's just one of those things where it's just tough to get the right call there.
Calvin Booth has tied his own single-season record at Penn State. You know, when it's all said and done next year, if he indeed stays healthy, he will be the all-time shot blocker in Big Ten history, wiping out former Hawkeye great A.C. Earl.
Yeah, well, he's going to get that done.
Yep.
You watch that happen. That's going to happen.
5-point Penn State lead. Penn State still hasn't scored in the second half, and we've played 3 minutes.
Well, they're trying to get Lozicki open.
There's Lozicki. Nice look.
Pass.
Stevens, and a foul goes against Penn State. Guess who took the charge? Brian Cardinal. Citizen Payne takes his 27th charge of the season.
This is a typical Cardinal move. Watch him slide in the lane right here. Boom. Then you have to make the judgment whether he's there before the offensive player has an opportunity to come down on the floor and make his move. Referees made the judgment that there was a charging violation.
He falls backwards quicker than anyone you'll see.
Brian's the best.
Miller for the jam, only his 4th point of the afternoon.
And once again, that pass came from Cardinal. And there's Cardinal going after the loose ball. Nice job by Penn State pushing the ball there.
3-point Nittany Lion lead. Booth tripped on the way up.
Yep, you could call that on Miller, or you could call it on Cardinal. I don't know which one they're going to call it on.
It'll go against Brian Cardinal.
Watch this move now. He gets down inside where he should be, gets the pass from Cardinal, and buries it. He has to be more of a factor. Tom, you mentioned it early, the second half.
Yes.
He needs to be more of a factor offensively for Purdue.
Gene Cady's always said Brad Miller can be as good as Brad Miller wants to be. It's all up to Brad Miller because he has tremendous skills. Kelvin Booth at the line. Penn State has yet to score this half. And Booth gives them their first point as it took over 3.5 minutes. Jerry Dunn visiting with his freshman point guard, Joe Crispin. Booth now with 5 points today. You look at his season numbers. And the rebound, Miller had it poked away from behind. Look at the hustle by Ivory. Ivory does it.
Good job by Ivory. Terrific. Unbelievable. That's the kind of energy and that's the kind of enthusiasm you have to have if you're going to develop a winning program.
And with that play, Gene Cady's sport coat is no longer on his back.
He doesn't like to see his players get out hustled.
40-36, Penn State. Look at Eldridge reciprocate. Eldridge lays it up and in. It's a 2-point game.
Well, Gray's dribbled that off his foot. That's what enabled Eldridge to come up with that steal. He just dribbled it off his foot, and Eldridge was alert to it.
19 points for Purdue off turnovers today. Penn State has had 5 points off turnovers. 2-point Penn State lead. The Nittany Lions have scored just 1 point here in the second half. We've played 4.5 minutes. They still haven't got a field goal.
Well, those were in and out, both of those baskets. But we said the first 5 minutes was going to be dictated by the team that's going to get the momentum on their side. Purdue's done it.
Cardinal for the tie. He was fouled inside a reach-in. Going back to the first half, the Penn State Nittany Lions haven't had a field goal in over 7 minutes. Gene Cady pleads his case as Alan Eldridge pulls the Boilermakers to within 2.
She's locked in the eyes, skipper.
Captain, look.
BMW all-season traction. Because we all have places to go.
Visit your local BMW retailer for a test drive today.
Who says you can't buy taste? My clients do it all the time. Like, let's say I find the most amazing English high-back armchair. Then I better get it in front of them immediately or someone else will. That's why I value GTE Internet. In seconds, I can be online in Tampa while downloading huge files from an auction in Paris. I love shopping in Paris. Especially when it's with someone else's money.
Since the dawn of time, there has been the eternal question, how low can you go? Even after inventing the wheel and tires to go with wheels, the question remained, How low can you go? To set history straight, nobody will go lower on prices for brand name tires than NTB. Nobody. So give us a call. NTB, National Tire and Battery. We're everything you want, nothing like you'd expect.
We'll get you back to State College in just a few moments, but right now let's check out our combos stuff of the week. And just like last week, this one's for Michigan State. Mateen Cleaves pushing it on the break, and check it out as he lobs to Morris Peterson for the big jam and the foul. Watch again as the high-flying Spartan Morris Peterson delivers our combo stuff of the week. Now let's go back to Tom Hamilton with the coach, Steve Yoder.
Thank you very much, Mike. And Morris Peterson does that with a cast on one hand as well. Morris Peterson is a very athletic and very gifted Michigan State Spartan. The Spartans on top of the Big Ten. Purdue has to win out to have a shot at the Big Ten co-championship with Michigan State. And don't forget about the Fighting Illini.
Boy, the defensive intensity's really picked up for both of these teams, and execution now is going to be critical.
Inside Austin. And he ties this game at 40.
Well, once again, that's Brian Cardinal making the assist. I mean, Cardinal's got the height and the patience to wait and let things happen. He does a nice job of triggering the pass inside to an open teammate.
So Purdue's come all the way back from a 7-point halftime deficit. Austin with his 14th consecutive game in double figures. He has 11. Inside pass intercepted. Robinson 3-on-1. Austin the other way for the lead, and only the second Purdue lead today.
Great breakaway there, and nice ball handling there by Brad Austin in the end to finish that shot, because he almost lost it.
Boy, it's deja vu all over again for the Nittany Lions. They have been outscored here in the second half by a 10-1 count. And Jerry Dunn says, we have got to talk things over.
Here's you're going to see the turnover. It's just a bad pass. And Lazicki, give the credit to the defense, because the defense was right there. And then here's the layup coming in here by Austin. Gets his timing. It gets it done. Good job. Good job of handling the ball at the end to finish it.
Well, how has Purdue won 3 Big Ten titles in the last 4 years? Their ability to win on the road.
Exactly, Tom, and that's what it takes. If you're going to be a champion in this league or any other league, you're going to have to win ball games on the road and do it consistently and do it in your league, and they've done it.
As you saw, that was over the last 5 years. In those 5 years, Purdue has 3 titles, a second-place finish, and, of course, this season, they still have a shot at a piece of the Big Ten title.
And they're really putting some pressure on now. I mean, they're spending some energy, and that's what Katie wants to see his kids do.
Penn State ties it up. High-low from Booth to Stevens.
Nice pass by Booth. Booth was out there to three-point range, making a nice pass inside.
Well, Purdue's done a nice job on Stevens today. He only has 6 points after scoring 49 this week in 2 other games.
Nice.
Austin blocked by Stevens.
Well, that's a good move there. Penetration move by the offense, and good help defense there by Stevens coming over to help him. Austin does this very well. He can drive the ball to the basket. He can get aggressive with the ball, but here comes Stevens to knock it away.
Tied at 42. We've played 6.5 minutes here in the second half. Brad Miller gets the return pass.
There you go. That's all Brad has to do. I don't know when that light goes on in his mind to do that. I mean, but that's all he has to do. That was a nice dribble away, one little dribble away, turn around, shoot over the defender.
Brad Miller's had games where he dominates. He's had 31 points, 18 rebounds, but today he's been held to 6. Purdue by 2.
Well, he's a good, solid player. Sometimes he just doesn't show.
Hey, how about the muscle job there by Kelvin Booth?
Yeah, that was a great move by Booth. Just using his abilities and the confidence he has in his left hand. He got it inside deep, but still finished it.
Tied at 44. Booth has 7 points. This is Austin for 3. Rimming, rebound, Lazicki. Lazicki had 16 points first half. He hasn't scored this half. Austin.
Nice pass.
Booth for the lead.
See, that was set up by good play on the perimeter by Joe Crispin. Being patient, bringing the ball up the floor, and not forcing something to happen. He let things happen. Here it is. You're going to see here the good ball movement from Crispin to Stevens to Booth. Nice job.
And Penn State comes right back to regain the lead, 46-44, 12:20 left in the half. Here's a look at Gene Cade. He said the other night in Iowa City, he said the one thing I agreed upon was the Iowa fans chanting overrated. He said, we are.
Yeah, well, Gene's, he's an honest person. I mean, he's going to be honest. And, you know, right now, he's just trying to spur his team on and not to lose a second straight road game. Good inside pass to Miller, and then you see him finish right here. He may not finish, but he's going at it, get fouled. Takes a chance to finish right here at the free throw line.
That's 3 personals on Kelvin Booth. Miller, 6 points, 3 rebounds. And the 6'11 senior out of Kendallville, Indiana, misses at first. Booth is out, Jackson in. And so let's see if Purdue takes advantage of the absence of Kelvin Booth.
They need to do that. They need to keep going inside. You know, it's unusual for Purdue to miss free throws either, because this is the best free throw shooting team in the league.
There you look at the matchup today in the middle. Booth has had the upper hand.
Yes, he has.
But Miller's come on here in this second half, and now with Booth out, Miller could really have a big second half.
I'm sure there was some discussion about Miller's performance in the first half of the locker room.
Little physical in the trap. Robinson picks up the foul. That'll be his first, and on Purdue, their third.
And this is just not a smart play, and Gene knows it. I mean, he's creating a foul out here 50 feet from the basket, and it just, there's no reason for it. See, it's a soft foul.
A trap is set, and Jackson lost it off his thigh. So the Purdue Boilermakers get the ball back, down 1 with just under 12 minutes to play.
The Nittany Lions still on the hunt for postseason.
Come on, baby, come on! Oh, baby, no!
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you.
No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take him.
Good stuff with combos.
The sheer luxury of the BMW 740i. From every angle. Plush appointments. With thoughtful amenities. Surrounded by sleek, sophisticated styling. And every new BMW also comes equipped with all-season traction. Because we don't consider it a luxury to get out of your driveway. Stop dreaming. Start driving. BMW. Test drive the new 1998 BMW 740i at your local BMW retailer.
Do you have too much cholesterol?
Where'd you hear about cholesterol?
School? And they said a lot isn't good for your heart.
That's right.
Is that why we're watching what we eat now?
Yeah. Want Cheerios?
An important new study shows that 3 cups of Cheerios whole grain oats a day added to a low-fat diet can help push your cholesterol down.
We're fighting cholesterol right now.
Well, then have more, Dad.
Welcome back to the Bryce Jordan Center. Penn State still up a point. Say to get inside the huddle of your favorite Big Ten team, go online at www.big10.org for all the basketball and conference news from around the Big Ten. Purdue doing a much better job on the boards here in the second half as Kelvin Booth sitting with 3 personal fouls. And the Boilermakers out-rebounded badly in the first half and really turned things around.
I'm sure that discussion was made at halftime also, because and that's because of aggression. You've just got to come out and be aggressive. And Purdue wasn't very aggressive the first half.
And Purdue has forced Penn State into 5 second-half turnovers.
Nice. He tried to force a play, and they're going to get the ball back. But Austin tried to force a play in there. He was being real aggressive on the drive. Here comes Austin. And then he makes the pass right there, but Miller just can't quite handle it.
Miller
Nice play.
Tried to get it inside, back to Robinson, but he shuffled his feet.
Brad just didn't realize he had the shot himself. And he tried to bring it back to Robinson. I mean, he had it himself.
Penn State with the ball up 1. They've had trouble with the press this half, and they have to use the 20-second timeout.
Man,
and that's the last 20-second timeout for Penn State.
Crispin was being held, and he got into a situation where he was open, but they just didn't want to trigger the pass to him. Stevenson didn't want to take the chance.
There you look at Brad Miller, he has had a tremendous career at Purdue. 3rd in blocks, 4th in rebounding, but Penn State has done a good job on Miller here today.
Well, he's been inconsistent, and that's been his problem, especially the second half of this season.
With Coach Steve Yoder, I'm Tom Hamilton. Welcome to State College. 11:45 remaining in the game. Penn State led by 7 at half. Nittany Lions lead the Boilermakers 46-45. Penn State, with a win here today, really put themselves in good shape for the upcoming Big Ten tournament as far as the seedings. Purdue, if they lose today, they can forget about any kind of a Big Ten title.
That's right. Oh, nice play. Nice pass. Man. That's all Joe Crispin right there, Tom. I mean, he just drove it down the lane, under control, and great hands on the part of Jared Stevens.
Jared Stevens with the dunk. 3-point Penn State lead.
See, it's aggressive offensive play, and that's how you have to play on offense. You got to be aggressive in these close ball games.
Knocked out by Robinson. Penn State seems to have regained some momentum.
Right, here's the pass up the floor to Crispin. Then he just gets aggressive with the basketball. Drives it to the hole, draws attention, doesn't charge anybody, doesn't charge into Cardinal, gets the pass off to Stevens.
We near the 11-minute mark. Penn State by 3. And they're able to do this with Calvin Booth on the bench. Stevens, another dunk.
See, and that's Ivory out here under control with the basketball, not feeling pressure, not panicking, and Jared Stevens gets loose underneath.
By the way, now Calvin Booth back in the game, playing with 3 personal fouls, and these fans getting into it. Boy, Austin's wide open. And he drains the three-pointer.
Good point, Tom. And that was all Chad Austin. That whole possession was. He ran from the top of the circle, under the basket, out to the corner, got himself open.
Austin with 16 points. Crispin the fadeaway, but Ivory with a rebound.
Well, they're alert. Penn State's alert.
Jerry Dunn was not real happy with Crispin's selection of shots. I don't know about this one.
Well, no, my, oh, my. Well, I'll tell you, that little guy, when he feels his shot, that's one thing, Jerry. I know what's going through his mind. Why is he taking that shot? Boom, it goes down. I love it. You have to let those guys that can shoot that perimeter shot occasionally have the freedom to shoot it.
Like that man, Chad Austin with another triple.
He's got a free pass. He can take that shot whenever he wants to. He can enter the subway anytime he wants to with his pass because he's one of the best in this league.
Austin with 19, Purdue back to within 2.
A lot of home runs been taken here lately. We'll see what happens.
Lisicky hasn't scored this half. There he is.
There's a home run again. I mean, it's just kind of a thing when they get in the rhythm of it. You can't let the great shooters get those good looks.
Cardinal against Booth. Blocked by Booth. Saved by Purdue.
That was really a good defensive play right there by Booth because he didn't foul him.
Cardinal misses. Rebound Crispin.
Look up.
There's Booth with an all-time big block record. Stevens the layup.
I really like the way Jared Stevens is handling himself right now. That's just, and you've got this crowd back in the game right here, right now, Tommy.
Gene Katie wants a 20-second timeout, so they have used their final 20-second timeout. Penn State up 58-51. Calvin Booth with a school record 102nd block.
Does a terrific job here of holding his position and just waiting on the guy to come into him. I mean, really good defense. There it is. Here comes Stevens right down the lane for the hook. For the hoop.
Well, Jared Stevens has erupted in the second half. Stevens now has 12 points in this ball game. And Stevens has 8 of them this half. Booth, he deserves a quick blow.
You're right, and Penn State's got their 7-point lead back now. This is what they had at halftime, and now they've got it back to 7 points, and we'll see how they play down the stretch here.
Each team now left with 2 60-second timeouts is Gene Katie barking at the men in the striped shirts.
Well, and then Penn State fans are booing Gene. That's just Big Ten basketball. That's just having fun. Let's just have some fun here today.
Well, they've enjoyed this one here in State College. Their Nittany Lions have played extremely well against maybe the most talented team in the Big Ten. The lob inside to Miller. Against Jossie Klein-Hurd, he missed. Look at Cardinal.
Big rebound by Brian Cardinal.
Now, Brian Cardinal just keeps you in ball games. Cardinal with 13. Penn State's lead is 5.
I'm just impressed with Joe Crispin, being a freshman out here on the floor, handling things. Nice pass. Handle things the way he does, under control.
Jossie Klein-Hurd drew the foul on Cardinal. That'll be the second on Cardinal. Jossie Klein-Hurd, very athletic freshman, the son of Gar Hurd, a former NBA player.
Exactly. Here's Cardinal. Now watch him on the weak side board here. Coming up with the rebound, getting the rebound off the weak side board, where about 80% of your rebounds are going to be gotten on the offensive board, because it's shot on one side, it usually comes off the other side.
We saw a good look at Brian Cardinal. He is the son of Rod Cardinal, the longtime trainer for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, wonderful family.
I'll tell you what, there are going to be a lot of coaches talking to trainers from now on to see if they have kids like Brian Cardinal that can play.
I can tell them right now there's not many trainers. All my trainer friends are going to call them. What are you talking about?
7-point Penn State lead. This is McQuaid with left hand. He's one of 3 southpaws on this Boilermaker club.
Gene trying to fire his guys up. Like I say, he gets more excited about the game than his players. That's, and that's a great move that McQuaid just made. I don't know why he can't do that all the time. He has the ability to do that.
5-point Penn State lead, 7:50 remaining. This is Ivory shaking free. Ivory inside. Rebound, Brad Miller swiped away. Here's Stevens.
Oh, man. Being alert around the basket. Coming up with the loose ball. Getting out hustled. That's what Gene doesn't like. Give credit to Jerry Dunn's kids. Jerry's prowling the sideline just like Gene, and they want things to happen.
Stevens with 10 second-half points. Miller inside. Miller with a layup, and Purdue cuts the deficit to 5. Miller now with 9, 7 in the second half. So he's been much more active. And also Purdue's done a better job getting the ball to him, as once again Penn State shoots itself in the foot. So it'll be Boilermaker basketball with 7:09 remaining. Penn State by 5.
It was a radical plan to create a quiet muffler that could also help make your engine more efficient. Introducing the new Walker Quiet Flow Muffler. With exclusive sound-absorbing fiber and a free-flow design, Quiet Flow offers a combination of quiet and efficiency no other muffler can match. If your muffler can't do all this, isn't it time you woke up? The new Quiet Flow Muffler, only from Walker. Run quiet, run better.
Have you won the lottery? Receiving a structured settlement? Woodbridge Sterling Capital can get your money in one lump sum. Not once a month, not once a year, but today.
Before I won the lottery, I used to work here. Now I bought the gas station, convenience store, a body shop, and a bakery, thanks to Woodbridge Sterling Capital.
Now I can go out and start my own business and be my own boss. Thanks to Woodbridge Sterling, they made it possible.
For a lump sum today, call Woodbridge Sterling Capital now.
A-10, St. Joe's, 2-11. Keep in mind, they did win the A-10 tournament last year. Rashid Bey, look at this. They give him an inch, and he takes it, and he scores. Tom and Steve, listen to this. St. Joe's 58-56 over UMass. 6:45 left. Let's go back to you.
Thank you, Mike. That's a shocker, especially this late in the season. UMass has played very good basketball.
Well. They sure have.
Here at State College, Penn State up by 5. Purdue's done a much better job on the boards today in the second half, but look what Penn State has done today compared to what they've done all season.
I know, and that's a big reason why they're hanging in there. You know what? They're battling Purdue. Penn State is battling. Now, these last 7 minutes, Penn State's going to have to be very strong with the basketball.
Stevens with 14 points, 10 since the intermission. He had 49 Monday and Wednesday combined.
Nice defense there by Booth.
Miller against Booth. Booth with 3 personals. Got another block.
Yep.
How about Calvin Booth, the intimidator, inside today?
Well, he doesn't.
5 blocks at least.
Tommy, he doesn't get faked off the floor. He stays on the floor until the shot is taken, and that's why he's able to do that. He's got the long arm reach, but he doesn't get faked off the floor.
This is Lisicki. He has felt it all game long. A rare miss for Lisicki. There's Booth.
Oh, man, he got it. He didn't even use the glass. I mean, he had the angle to use the glass, and he puts in a really tough shot from the distance he was at.
11 for Calvin Booth. Penn State has 3 players in double figures. Blocked. There's Cardinal. Cardinal, he's always around the basketball.
Because he's active. And he's got a good nose for the ball, and he's active. He uses the energy that he's got. You can rest when this game's over with.
6 minutes to go. Penn State leads 64-57. Purdue with the basketball. This is Austin.
Nice curl cut by Austin. Gets the score. Curled right off of Miller. Created separation, and he knocked it down.
Well, the seniors had a huge afternoon with 21 points for Chad Austin. A brilliant career at Purdue.
That's it. Get the ball back in some guards' hands. Get the ball out of those big guys' hands.
5 points, Penn State lead. And a reach in on Mayfield. That is just the 5th foul on Purdue this half.
Yeah, and it's just not a good foul because there's no reason for it. The guys are not in a shooting position at all. Just a bad mistake.
And you know, if this game comes down to free throws, you've got the 2 best free throw shooting teams in the conference matched up here today. These 2 teams shoot free throws like most teams only dream about.
This game will come down to free throws. You watch it happen.
There's the prediction. We'll hold you to it, Coach.
Well, and that's why Penn State's got to drive the ball to the basket here a couple times, too.
Or shoot that shot.
Yep, there's that perimeter guy, Joe Crispin.
The 4th Nittany Lion in double figures. Crispin with 10. Penn State by 8.
Boy, Purdue was lucky to come up with that one because Miller had just thrown it to the wrong guy, but Austin was out there to get it.
Austin in trouble. That'll be over and back. Nope. Stevens.
Got a 3-on-2 here.
Lisicki, the kick out to Ivory. And Miller with a big rebound for the Boilermakers, who dodged a bullet.
He sure did, because if that goes down, this whole place goes up for grabs.
Biggest crowd of the season, over 14,000 at the Bryce Jordan Center. Purdue down 8. This is McQuay against Booth. Rebound yanked out of there by Booth. Crispin 3-on-2.
Nice pass.
Intercepted by Austin.
Terrific defense by Austin. Great hustle. But that was great hustle.
Yes, it was.
Because he could see it coming that they were going to get the easy basket. And he just got down there quicker than the pass did. You'll see him come into your picture here. And, of course, Crispin just didn't see him. He didn't see him at all. And Austin figured out where it was going, and he got it.
This is Lisicki. Boy, Lisicki's been very in control today. Not many bad shots. Booth. That's a little longer range than you normally see from Booth.
One of the few times you're going to see Calvin step out there 17 feet and pull the trigger.
Purdue still down 8. Cardinal for 3. Way off. Crispin the rebound. Penn State under 4 minutes to play leads 67-59. The Nittany Lions trying to pull off a huge upset here in State College and wipe out Purdue's Big Ten title hopes. Another steal by Eldridge, who was fouled.
Yeah, Ivory had no choice. He really needed to make the foul at that point.
Penn State has an 8-point lead as Joe Crispin rattles home a 3-pointer to give them the cushion.
Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your BMW retailer today.
The only thing more unpredictable in nature is people.
and I deal with both. You never know. Someone could be calling for a $25 titanium ice screw or a $25,000 expedition to Mount Everest. So I can't afford to miss a call. If I do, well, that means money. That's why I value GTE. Even out here, I know my calls aren't being dropped. Oops. Dropped. It's a bad word.
The Money Store will now lend you more than the market value of your home with one low first mortgage rate. At other lenders, you can end up having two loans, a first mortgage and a high-rate second. But with the Money Store's no equity refi loan, you have just one loan at their low first mortgage rate to cut expenses, pay off credit cards, even get some extra cash. So call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the no equity refi loan, only at the Money Store.
Yeah, you're going to see right here with Crispin handling the ball. Now, his problem in this possession right here, too much dribbling, really too much dribbling, waiting for somebody to make a break. And then he tries a crossover right in front of Mike Robinson, and Mike gets part of it. And there's the turnover, and that's the foul right there by Ivory.
Penn State leading by 8, 67-59, 3:43 remaining. You look at the numbers, Penn State still shooting terrifically, but 17 turnovers has really kept Penn State from maybe blowing this thing wide open.
Well, you're right. And this game here with 3:43 to go, it's going to tighten up. This 8-point lead, but if Purdue scores here and turns the pressure up, you just don't know what's going to happen. Purdue knows how to get things done on the road. You saw the graphic that proves that.
Austin with 21, handling the ball. He has stepped up like you expect your seniors to do. And Miller just called for walking.
And he did. And he did. And that was a great pass by Cardinal. He found him across the lane, and Brad just took the extra step before he put the ball on the floor.
3:23 left in this one. Can Purdue's full court pressure keep their title hopes alive? Michigan State can clinch a tie for the Big Ten title with a win today in Madison.
Well, you just can't turn the ball over like Purdue just did there in their last possession if you're going to get back into this game.
But Penn State almost threw it out of bounds.
That's that pressure. Penn State just needs to be patient. Just be patient because they're working time off the clock. At the same time, they're looking to score.
8 on the shot clock. Penn State by 8. Crispin off balance. Crispin right in front of us. What a save.
Hustle. Unbelievable hustle by Crispin to come back with it. And this just favors them because they keep running time off the clock here. The clock's their ally, but they have to keep looking to score as well. And they got to be strong with the ball. Just be strong with it because
Lasicki tied up. Possession arrow belongs to Purdue.
Because at this time of the game, Tom, the officials are not going to call a lot of ticky-tack fouls.
Sure.
If you're not strong with the ball, you got problems. So you got to be strong when you have possession of the basketball.
18 turnovers. As you see the reaction of Brian Cardinal. Penn State with 18 turnovers. Austin knifing in with a reverse layup.
Once again, a great drive to the basket. Very aggressive move by Chad Austin.
23 for Austin. 6-point Penn State lead. 2-on-1. Booth pulls it out.
Smart move there because you could have turned the ball over with the big guy handling the ball.
2 minutes to play. Penn State now seeing a very aggressive Purdue defense.
And Jerry Dunn wants movement. He wants movement. Just run your regular offense.
12 on the shot clock. Now can they get a good shot? Crispin had it intercepted. There's the 19th turnover.
Purdue needs to score here. There's no question about that.
Austin.
Tough shot. Good rebound.
A scrum. Whose ball?
Penn State's.
Oh, they're calling a foul on the Nittany Lions. And that will be the 6th team foul on Penn State. Jerry Dunn in disbelief.
I'm not so sure I don't agree with him because this is just an open situation here. The ball's loose now. It's on the floor. Anybody has a chance, but he lays on him, and maybe that's what they're calling.
And that is 4 personal fouls on Kelvin Booth. Penn State still leading by 6. 1:25 to play in this game.
This possession's huge.
This is Austin. Air ball. Robinson traveled as he hit the deck.
Yep, he came down, lost his footing. He didn't have a chance to come down. He bumped off a defensive player and lost his footing and traveled.
Here come the Nittany Lions, a foul in the backcourt. That is the 6th foul on Purdue. One more and each team's in the 1-and-1.
Here you're going to see the rebound that Robinson gets coming off the weak side here. There's the shot. It comes off the weak side board right there, and he just doesn't have his footing. Comes down and travels.
Good call.
Yep.
1:11 to play. Penn State leads 67-61 here in State College. Penn State has not had a field goal in the last 4 minutes. Despite 19 turnovers, Penn State still with the lead. They control their own destiny.
Crispin, man, oh man.
And he'll go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
He can handle it. He ran Cardinal right into Miller. He ran Cardinal right into Miller. Watch this. He handles it. He's tough with the ball now, and this is the one guy you probably don't want to send to the line.
Nope.
Watch him right there. He runs Cardinal right into Miller and takes him down.
Crispin has made 15 consecutive free throws. Today he has 10 points, all from the field. You know, Joe Crispin the other night in Minneapolis had 2 huge turnovers down the stretch, and the freshman after the game said, folks, I lost this game tonight.
Yeah,
I blew it.
He stepped right up.
He stepped right up and took the blame. And look at his numbers. 86% on the year. We told you these two teams really shoot the free throw as well as anybody.
Penn State's 10-1 here at home. I'll tell you, they're not going to lose many here.
It's a timeout. 1:05 to play. Penn State up 8.
BMW 323 IS with all-season traction and scheduled maintenance included. Now you can always be where you'd rather be. Hey! BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your local BMW retailer for a test drive today.
Die-Hard Batteries, America's most trusted name in batteries, is looking for the Die-Hard Big Ten Basketball Fan of the Year. If you love Big Ten basketball, enter the Die-Hard Big Ten Challenge by sending your name, address, and phone number to Die-Hard Big Ten Challenge, P.O. Box 1624, Skokie, Illinois. Or go to Keyword Stats at America Online. One grand prize winner wins a trip for 2 to the Big Ten Men's Basketball Tournament in Chicago. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Contest dates January 19th through February 21st. 18 years or older. U.S. residents only. Will you be the Die-Hard Big Ten Fan of the Year? Today's game is brought to you by new Raptor herbicide for soybeans. Ever hear a weed scream?
Penn State 65 seconds away from a mammoth win, leading Purdue 69-61. Jerry Dunn said yesterday, our kids believe right now we can play with anybody at any point, and today they've proven it.
Well, I think he's done a great job with this basketball team. I saw him earlier in the year, and he hasn't given up on them, and they haven't given up on him, and they've just gotten better and better all along, and it's a young team.
But Purdue is the best offensive team in the league for a reason. They can score 8 points in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they can score quick, and they're going to have to.
1 minute to go. Austin for 3. Kept alive by Robinson to cut the deficit to 6. Purdue uses a timeout. Each team now has 1 timeout remaining. It'll be Penn State's ball, up 6, and they're going to have to be able to break the pressure.
Well, this is a good weak side rebound. Austin shoots it, and it comes off on the weak side. Robinson comes up with it right there and gets right back into the basket, and of course that's what he has to do. Is you got to have alert people on the weak side. You got to take threes, but if they don't get that 3 down, you've got to get it back in quick.
Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Each team is in the 1-and-1 from this point on with any ensuing foul. And remember, you foul Lasicki or Crispin, One shoots 92%, the other shoots 86%.
Exactly. And the other thing is they're going to have the pressure. They're going to have great pressure here. Purdue does. Hope to get a steal.
Don't forget, we've got another very important tussle coming up. Michigan State tries to clinch a tie for a Big Ten championship. What a story this year Tom Izzo and the Spartans have been, as they'll be today at the new Kohl Center in Madison.
When this season started, Tom, nobody picked Michigan State, nor did anybody pick Illinois to win the Big Ten. However, those two teams have done a great job this year.
Now this is what's left for Purdue. They still host Minnesota, then they play at Michigan State. So that's why they have to win out to have a shot at a possible co-championship, them feeling that Michigan State would win today. Now as far as Nittany Lions, they entertain Michigan, then they play the final game ever at St. John Arena, and that won't be easy with the emotion in that building that day.
No, this is a big game for Penn State right here. Breakaway.
And a foul on the breakaway pass. Cardinal fouled Stevens. Penn State felt that the foul should not have been called, that the pass had been released.
Yeah, he'd already let go of the ball. And I'm surprised it's not an intentional foul. We'll get a better look at it here.
Well, you'd rather have Stevens at the line than Lisicki.
Well, he spots him. Well, he did get him. Right as he released the ball, he got him on the hand. But that was a great job by Stevens looking up the floor. Good job by Jerry Dunn setting that play up as they came out of a timeout.
Missed the front end of the bonus, and Purdue still breathing.
They got to go quick, though.
Down 6. 46 seconds remaining. This is Eldridge. The kick out to Robinson. Not there. And it's Penn State's basketball with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, there's great emotion here right now. You see it from Purdue's bench, but there's motion on the floor, too. I mean, these kids are trying to get some things done out here.
Lisicki begging to be fouled. Ivory will be fouled because Ivory's a 75% shooter. That's good, but it's not in Pete Lisicki's class.
Right, and Penn State, though, Tom, in the last 3 minutes has done a really good job of being patient.
Now, this is what's coming up in March at the United Center in Chicago. If the tournament were to begin right now, you see Penn State would play Northwestern. Purdue obviously would have a first-round bye. Look at that matchup maybe on day 2, Indiana and Michigan.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest early matchup in the tournament would be Michigan-Indiana.
Titus Ivory, what a time to get his first point. The front end of the bonus making it a 7-point Penn State lead. 34 seconds remaining. Make it an 8-point game. A 3-possession game. Purdue needs a 3 and in a hurry.
They need a quick up here right now and get the ball up. And they're not going to do it. Penn State's just playing great defense.
Austin for 3. Rebound Stevens. So Jared Stevens with a good blockout may have sealed a Nittany Lion win.
I'm really impressed with Stevens. I can't tell you. I had him early in the year, and he wasn't anywhere near the kind of player that he is right now, and how he's played this whole week. Here's the rebound. You're going to see there's Austin's shot, and then you're going to see him coming in here on the rebound. Cardinal right over Jared Stevens' back.
And Brian Cardinal fouls out with 11 points. Jerry Dunn's club will climb to 500 in the Big Ten with a win today, recovering from that shocking loss Wednesday night when they had a 15-point lead.
Well, they really handled the pressure early today, and I think that was the key. They handled Purdue's pressure early and was able to score off it. Had a halftime lead. Purdue made their run and came back and took the lead, and then all of a sudden Penn State got the lead back and has just stretched it ever since.
Penn State in the double bonus as the Nittany Lions ready to erupt. They lead by 9. Still a 3-possession game. Eldridge for 3, off the mark. Rebound, Austin. Leaves it for Robinson. He missed the bunny. That should do it. Stevens will shoot 2 more. And listen to State College's Bryce Jordan Center.
Well, Penn State has really needed this kind of a win for their program. And they're 10-1 in here, Tom. I don't know. You know, Purdue's one of the best teams in this league, if not the best. But when you come in a place where they're used to winning, and they've won this often, it's not going to be easy for you. And it wasn't easy today, and Penn State got the job done.
Biggest crowd of the season, ready to party. Jarrett Stevens, what a week he has had. 16 points today, giving him 65 points in 3 games this week.
He's got to be a Big Ten player.
He sure does.
Well, he's made a statement this week.
74-63 Penn State, 9 seconds remaining. And the Boilermaker title hopes will end in Pennsylvania.
There it is.
Jerry Dunn with one of the sweetest victories in his career as the head coach at Penn State. They beat Purdue 74-63. Coach?
Oh, this has been a terrific game and a great win for Penn State. Purdue did everything they could. Penn State was just up to the task today.
Time now for our BMW player of the game. Pete Lisicki had the great first half with 16 points. He finished with 19, 5 of 5 from beyond the arc. Pete Lisicki, our BMW player of the game, with 3-point shooting like this off the pick.
Great separation there, and he just knocks the shot down. This was a great move.
Pete Lisicki, one of 4 Nittany Lions in double figures today. Today for Penn State, there would be no second half letdown. They led by 7 at halftime, and they stunned the Boilermakers 74-63. Stay tuned, we've got more coming your way from State College, but first, this timeout.
Who says you can't buy taste? My clients do it all the time. Like, let's say I find the most amazing English high-back armchair. Then I better get it in front of them immediately or someone else will. That's why I value GTE Internet. In seconds, I can be online in Tampa while downloading huge files from an auction in Paris. I love shopping in Paris. Especially when it's with someone else's money.
What?
We've asked the coaches of champions to taste the breakfast of champions.
It tastes great. I don't remember them tasting this good. Yeah, they're very crunchy. I like my cereal with a lot of milk, and these hold up great.
The championship taste of Wheaties.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Today's game is brought to you by GTE, official telecommunications consultant to the NCAA and the Big Ten. Combo Snacks. Hunger is the enemy. Kill it. Get stuffed with combos. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your local BMW retailer today. Die Hard and the Die Hard Big Ten Challenge. American Cyanamid, maker of Raptor herbicide. Cyanamid welcomes Novartis to the Harvest Partners Program team. For more information, see your local authorized dealer. And by Walker Muffler, the new Quiet Flow Muffler. Only from Walker. Run quiet, run better.
The largest crowd of the season in State College. They enjoyed this one. Penn State with a huge 74-63 win over the Purdue Boilermakers. And let's go to the midcourt stripe with Coach Steve Yoder, joined by Coach Jerry Dunn and Pete Lisicki. Steve?
Thanks a lot, Tom. I got one of the stars in the game right here. I got one on my far left, but I got one right here. Yesterday in practice, this man put his team through, working against that Purdue press, and it paid off early in this game, Jerry.
Steve, I tell you what, I thought our guys did a wonderful job. I'm very blessed with some great kids who listened. We minimized our mistakes and got it done. You know, Pete Lisicki, Calvin Booth, Titus Sauer, Jared Stevens, those guys really got it done today for us, and as well as others.
Well, you're right. And then you got off to a good start shooting-wise, and I know you were concerned about that.
Indeed. You know, against a team like Purdue and any other team in the Big Ten, we've got to get off to a good start. We can't expend our energy coming from behind, and that makes a big difference.
Okay. Well, let's get over here to one of the prime shooters today. Peter, you had a great game today. You shot the ball well early, and that had to give you confidence as the game went on.
Yeah, I was coming off a lot of good screens.
I got a couple open shots in transition. I just came out really working today, knowing that I would have to work to get an open shot.
I'll tell you what, you got good separation. You knocked the shots down. It was a great team effort. Congratulations to you and to you, Coach. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Penn State with a 74-63 win over Purdue. Penn State had 4 players in double figures. Pete Lisicki had 19, followed by Jared Stevens with 17. Look at the shooting. Penn State hit 55% from the field to 40% for Purdue. And the rebounding. Penn State came in the worst rebounding team in the Big Ten, yet they out-rebounded the Boilermakers today. And also Penn State was able to overcome 19 turnovers. So Penn State moves to 7-7 in the Big Ten, and certainly now really a legitimate shot at an NIT bid. Of course, Purdue, their hopes not mathematically eliminated, but all but mathematically eliminated for another Big Ten title. As Pete Lisicki and Jerry Dunn enjoyed this one today, Purdue falling 10-4. So for Steve Yoder, this is Tom Hamilton. Thanks so much for joining us. Penn State with the 11-point win. Now to the First Plus Big Ten Studios and Mike Gleason.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom Hamilton. Nice job. Boy, Penn State in their last 2 home games, they actually had 2 better second halves. They had 63 points Monday against Ohio State, and to think that they went 7 minutes this afternoon in the second half without scoring a field goal, but a big victory for them. So you look at the Big Ten tournament, while Michigan and Iowa battle for that 5th seed, Penn State, albeit slim, they keep their hopes alive. They're now 7-7. And we'll be back to updates and scores after this.
She's locked in the ice, skipper.
Captain, look.
BMW all-season traction. Because we all have places to go.
Visit your local BMW retailer for a test drive today.
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Should have a good doubleheader on the Big Ten Network this afternoon. The first one was definitely a dandy. Penn State, they led it 39-32 at the break. They went 7 minutes without scoring, and they come back and beat the Boilermakers 74-63. Tough loss for the Boilermakers, their second straight. Welcome back to the First Plus of Big Ten Studios. Before we head up to Madison for our second game today,